All right, welcome to Beyond the Balance Sheet, an FVCbank podcast where we shine a light on the people and the organizations who are turning compassion into action. I'm Vince Coglianese alongside my co-host, Patricia Ferrick. She's the FVCbank president, and we call her Trish. Hello, Trish.
Hi, Vince. Good to see you. Today, we're honored to speak with an FVCbank customer and a remarkable organization that is transforming lives through research, education, and practical support for individuals with autism and their families.
Yeah, the Organization for Autism Research, better known as OR, stands out for its commitment to applied research, real-world solutions, and community empowerment. From military families to educators, employers to students, OR is making evidence-based support more accessible for everyone.
We're joined by Kristen Essex, Executive Director from OR, who will share the inspiring story behind the organization, the programs making a difference, and how each of us can help build a more inclusive future.
Thank you so much for having me today. I'm very excited to join you on this podcast.
Well, let's dive in. Great to have you here. So what inspired the founding of OR?
So OR was founded in 2001 by parents and grandparents of autistic individuals. Their inspiration was their common vision to use science to answer the daily questions and challenges faced by autistic individuals, their families, caregivers, and educators. Mm-hmm. Our mission then and now is to apply research to the challenges of autism.
So what gaps were they trying to fill in autism research or advocacy?
They were really trying to answer questions faced by people in their daily lives. Every day, how can we improve the lives of people today? And really focus on research that answered those questions.
All right, when it comes to OR's place in the world of people trying to address autism, what sets OR apart from those other organizations?
So it's a great question. There are a ton of autism organizations out there. However, OR's singular focus on applied research and evidence-based resources truly sets us apart. Everything we focus on seeks to have meaning in the day-to-day lives of autistic people. We aren't funding research that looks for a cure or a cause. We fund studies that have everyday relevance, such as education, transportation, communication. The list really does go on.
Can you explain how OR involves families, educators, and people with autism in shaping your research or resources?
Definitely. As I mentioned, OR was founded by parents and grandparents of autistic children, so we've had families involved from the beginning. All of our resources engage the autistic community. We do needs-based analysis on what gaps we can look to fill in the community. Our board of directors and our scientific council, which approves and reviews all of our funded research studies, have autistic representation. And we've also recently created a self-advocate advisory council, which seeks to meaningfully engage the autistic community in our resources and programs as we expand in the future. Okay,
let's get into some of those programs then. Can you tell us some of OR's signature programs, the ones you're proud of? I'm sure you're proud of all of them. But could you share a few examples of the research projects or educational resources that you have?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we have so many available on our website that I could go on for ages about this. But two of our biggest programs are our Kit for Kids program, which is our peer education program. The Kit for Kids program seeks to teach kids in the K through 8th grades about their autistic classmates. Mm-hmm. So this is done through a booklet called What's Up with Nick that teaches about Nick and his autism and why he may have some differences, but at the end of the day, they're all children and they all just get along.
Yeah.
Studies have shown that an early focus on communication, understanding, and social and emotional skill building can really help prevent bullying, and that's the key behind this program and to prevent bullying of autistic children. One of the great things about this story is we get some feedback here and there from these grants that we provide, and we had a parent share recently that their child was invited to their very first play date after this program was used in their classroom, and so we love hearing stories like that because it really shows the efficacy of these.
That's great. And can kids understand that at an early age?
So that's the point of the program. It really is trying to teach this at a level that they do get.
Yeah.
The program involves friendship tip sheets to teach them how to be better friends. It has a classroom poster that really goes through, what they're learning and what they're doing. Some of the feedback we've gotten is, kids will learn about it and they'll start using different language in the classroom immediately, talking about what they discussed and about autism and understanding, oh, that's okay, he has an aid, or she's just a little different, but it's fine. They just need a little more support.
Sure. Yeah, that's amazing.
How many schools are utilizing the program?
So that is a good question, and one I probably don't have data on. We do have a peer education grant program that aligns with this program, where we award probably 30 to 50 grants a year for schools and local community groups who use the program. We have recently engaged with some school districts in New Jersey last year, and then we have another one, I believe it was California this year, where we worked with school districts to use it across their school districts as well.
Can you share a story or two about a family, student, or school positively impacted by OR's work?
So one of our favorite stories is one of our earliest research studies focused on executive functioning for autistic individuals, and it created an executive functioning curriculum that eventually became known as Unstuck and On Target. So the real goal of OR's research studies is they're pilot studies where researchers can then go and get larger funding. So this research grant did that, got larger funding through NIH, created this executive functioning curriculum that has been rolled out in many school districts across the country, including locally at Fairfax County Public Schools in Virginia. We had a longtime OR supporter and former employee who her son went through Fairfax County Public Schools and used this program and had great things to say about how it really helped him learn to self-regulate and, helped change his behavior. And it's just such a great example of applied research and the difference it really can make.
I'm sorry, but just as a basic matter, can you explain executive functioning to me? What does that mean?
So executive functioning is essentially your ability to do the things.
Yeah.
So, you're laying out, you have a task list that you need to go get done, and your executive functioning is your ability to go get those things done. And a lot of times, kids with autism have an inability to do that and to accomplish those tasks. And so it's tools and scaffolding to help them better manage their emotions, better manage those tasks, and get those things done.
All right, Kristen, here's a question for you about autism and hiring. Are there employers who actively seek autistic individuals for jobs?
In our experience, yes, there are. I mean, we now, through our Hire Autism program, have employer partners in 50 states. So obviously there are employers out there who are actively seeking autistic individuals, whether it's, part of their diversity initiatives or they just want an employee who, some research will tell you that these employees are reliable and they like routine. So a lot of times autistic individuals will come in and, like some of these jobs that are very routine. That being said, there's a quote in the autism community, if you've met one autistic person, you've met one autistic person. So everybody's very different. So
Yes.
That is, kind of a mindset that people have, but it doesn't necessarily apply to every autistic person. They can do tons of different jobs.
Yes.
But yeah, there are definitely employers out there who are actively seeking autistic individuals, and we've had some great success with the Hire Autism program. We have people who have been holding jobs for a while, from tech industry to we partner with a farm in Northern Virginia to a local driving range, things like that. So people have a wide range of interests and wide range of employers looking to hire them.
And a great resource to connect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Got it. Okay, so when it comes to conducting this kinds of research, and what are the challenges that you face in autism research and the support that you need in order to do it?
So the big thing facing the autism research community, and honestly the research community as a whole right now, is funding.
Sure.
We've heard stories from a lot of our previous researchers who are now in middle of other research studies who have gotten funding pulled and finding ways to continue their research. Right now we're looking to find ways to better support the research community and find additional funding and increase our funding of studies. But that's the biggest thing right now.
Mm-hmm.
But common topics in autism research are really community-based participation. So really representing autistic individuals in those research studies is key and vital to getting great results.
How can listeners or community partners get involved to help?
There's so many ways. I mean, obviously, like any nonprofit, financial support is key. We can always use financial support. But one of the things that we've really been working on with OR has been known as the best kept secret in the autism world, which is great, except that when you're a secret, your resources aren't getting into the hands of the people who need them.
Yeah, no, I get it. No, let's not be a secret anymore.
So what we're really working on now is better engaging the community, having a presence. We're holding a lot more local events, community and fundraising events. So just, come out, attend events, check out our resources on our website, share information about us, share our resources, share the social media posts. And that's really what we're looking to do right now is just better engage with the community.
Love that. Okay, so then what's next for OR? Do you have upcoming events, initiatives, goals that are on the horizon for you?
Yeah, so we do have some exciting things we're working on in the immediate future. Our Kit for Kids program that I mentioned. So some of the feedback we have received on that is that the reading level isn't necessarily always great for K through 8, which you can imagine your reading level changes.
Sure.
So within the next year to 2 years, we are revamping that program to separate it into 4 different reading levels to better accommodate ages. So that's really exciting because that is such a meaningful program. And then we also have another program called our Hire Autism program, which helps autistic adults find meaningful employment. That's a great place to volunteer. If people are looking out to volunteer, we have professionals who work with autistic job seekers virtually to work on their job search process and do resume, interview prep, everything. So that's a great thing. But in that program, within the next 5 years, we're in the very early stages of looking into doing a coffee shop or a similar concept to really expand our employment opportunities and help training and get people in the autistic individuals just in the job market.
What do you mean by a coffee shop?
Literally a coffee shop or a cafe or something like that. We're in the very early stages. We want to open one locally.
Open up a small business.
Yep, we want to open up a small business here, likely in Northern Virginia, D.C. area. We'll test it out here. Ideally, the long-term goal would be something that could be replicable by other organizations in other parts of the country with seed grants or something like that. But that's long-term. Right now, we're in the very early stages of doing that own coffee shop here locally, and then we'll.
Sounds like a neat idea. I like it.
Yeah. So there's some local businesses already that hire autistic individuals, and so we want to help support that community a little bit more.
What an inspiring conversation. The work OR is doing, bridging research and real-life application, is exactly the kind of impact we need more of.
Yeah, whether it's helping a student succeed or preparing a job seeker for meaningful employment or giving families the tools to navigate any sort of thing in daily life, OR is definitely showing what's possible in research meets empathy.
If you'd like to learn more, get involved, or donate, visit researchautism.org. Your support helps expand these vital programs and bring even more hope to families across the country.
Thanks for listening to Beyond the Balance Sheet. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Until next time, take care.